Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal, and this is your latest transfer news. Let's get to it. We will be talking about Matheus Cunha once again, as you can see on screen, and also we have been linked to a winger from the Eredivisie, that's the Dutch league. We'll be talking about him as well. Could he be the cover that we need in the winger positions? We'll discuss that. So let's start with this one of Matheus Cunha. So obviously, Matheus Cunha, we talked about him recently. We said that it's going to be hard to get him. He might want to leave there, but will Wolves allow him to leave? I said I don't really think so, unless he will have to pay a lot of money for him. Now, obviously, Wolves proceeded to offer him a new contract, but as you can see, Sky Sports has reported today that Matheus Cunha is still considering his options. He's not yet decided to sign the new contract yet. He's deciding whether he's considering his options. He's deciding whether he should be leaving Wolves. Is this the only chance he gets to leave Wolves and go to a bigger team? I don't think it's only us who want him. I think a couple of other teams would want him in the Premier League, but most of these players usually consider it, is this the last time I have a chance to leave Wolves? Should I go to a different team? Should I just wait until the end of the season and wait for other teams to make me an offer? Most of the players usually consider that. So it literally will be up to him. Now, I'm currently watching Wolves against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are currently winning nil, and Wolves have missed a few chances in this game. And Matheus Cunha is obviously suspended, is not playing, and I mean, they could end up this game without scoring, and this kind of shows us that he's very, very important in their team. If he was there, they probably score at least one goal, maybe even two. Who knows? He maybe chips in with a goal and an assist. Who knows? So without him in the team, they definitely do suffer. So it's going to be very, very hard to get him out of there. But listen, it's up to him. If he does say that he definitely wants to leave, then it's an advantageous position for us. This was from Sky Sports Lyle, and then this was from Sky Cave. He said Matheus Cunha is still considering his options before deciding whether to sign a new contract at Wolves. Several Premier League clubs want to sign him. To sign Cunha, and sources have suggested there is still work to do to come to an agreement on new terms. So it's not going to be easy for them to also sign him on a permanent or to extend his contract. It's not going to be easy. They'll have to offer him something crazy. It all depends on what Arsenal are offering him, what other teams are offering him, all that. It all really depends what every team is offering him, because depends on what he's looking at. Does he want to keep Wolves in the league? Is he going to get a good enough offer? Does he feel like there's another team that gives him a way better offer and needs to leave right now? Does he want to force his way out of the club? All that needs to be taken into consideration. But I don't think that is something that is going to take 1 or 2 days. That is a problem when you need a forward player immediately, like right now. But let's wait and see how this particular story turns out to be. As I said, for me, he's almost a similar player like Jesus, but he could be a better finisher than him. And right now, we don't just lack in terms of quality, we also lack in terms of quantity. We just need players to play up front at the moment. We need a very, very good striker. And in terms of the wingers, we've obviously been looking for a backup for Saka. We've been looking for an upgrade on Martinelli and Trossard. Most fans have actually been saying it since last season. Let's get a better left winger, and then Martinelli and Trossard are the rotation options. And right now, we literally just need numbers. Like, I'm looking at the games that we have this week: Newcastle and Man United. We literally don't have an opportunity to rest anyone. Newcastle have a weaker team over the weekend. Man United are not playing in midweek. For us, we have 2 very tough games: FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and then after that it's Tottenham. How much can we rotate? Literally, if Havertz is not there, Jesus will have to play every single game, and you know about his injury situation. Martinelli will have to play every single game. Trossard will have to play every single game, and not having options on the bench is really bad. Like, now Saka is injured, Nwaneri is injured, Havertz was out of the last couple of games. It's a tough situation to be in, because the other day against Brighton, Trossard did not play well. Like, he was supposed to be subbed off like by the 68th minute or something. But if you looked at the bench, the reason why Trossard was not subbed off is because we literally did not have anyone to bring in. If Saka was fit and Martinelli was on the bench, Trossard would definitely have gone out. Martinelli would have come in, Trossard would have gone out. If he had anyone else on the bench, another left wing, another right winger, he would have gone off and someone else would have come in there. And Jesus and Havertz, any of them picks up an injury, as I said, you're going to miss out. Like, if Jesus gets injured right now and Havertz is out ill, you literally do not have anyone to play there. That is a very, very bad situation to be in when we are still in 4 competitions, fighting for the league, almost in the Carabao Cup final. We have a tough fixture against Man United in the FA Cup. We have a chance of winning that. Champions League, we are a couple of games away from getting to the round of 16. We are still a lot for competitions, and we need options. We don't want to put ourselves in a position where we just don't have players to play, and we're being forced to play a lot of academy players and a defender on the winger position or a midfield in the striker position. We don't want to get ourselves into that situation. So, yeah, that is the latest on Matheus Cunha. Speaking of wingers, I just said, so Matheus Cunha is obviously a forward who can play as an attacking midfield as well, sometimes as a winger. Now, we have been linked to a winger today, or the last couple of days. He plays for Feyenoord. He's Brazilian. His name is Igor, and this is the latest on him, according to Court Offside. Fabrizio has also reported it today. Arsenal and Liverpool are among the clubs to have scouted Feyenoord winger Igor Paixao in recent times. I hope I'm saying his name right. The move this around 30 to 35 million. However, not talks have taken place, and no offers have been made. So no offers have been made for now, but this might be a quicker one to get done. Usually a lot of players end up leaving Feyenoord for the Premier League, Ajax for the Premier League, PSV for the Premier League. Like the last 2-3 years alone, we've seen Lisandro Martinez leaving for Man United. We've seen Timber joining Arsenal. We've seen Gakpo joining Liverpool. Like all of those players usually move very, very quickly to the Premier League teams. Like if Bakayoko today was linked to Man City, you'd expect it to be done by tomorrow. Like most of those players usually want to move on to the Premier League or to the La Liga. So this is a player we've been linked to today. How has he done in the Eredivisie this season? He's played in the Eredivisie this season. He scored 4 goals and has 9 assists. So that is very good in terms of goal contributions. In all competitions, he has played 24 matches. He scored 5 goals and he has 13 assists. So 18 goal contributions in 24 matches. Very, very good. Very, very good. And this is his third season. I usually try to look at how many seasons a player has been doing something, because the last couple of videos I've done in terms of the players we've been linked to, we've talked about a player like Coman, who, only had 1 good season at his team and PSG signed him, and, he didn't do well. Pepe for us. Pepe did very well for a season at his team, and then we signed him. And usually those players don't turn out great. You have to have like a couple of seasons where you do well. And Paixao has been playing. This is his third season. Last season, he had 45 matches. He scored 12 goals and had 4 assists. The previous season, 37 matches, 9 goals, 6 assists. So he usually gets at least 15 goal contributions in a season. And he's usually playing every game, doesn't get injured that much. That's 7 matches, 45 matches, 24 matches so far this season. That is a great return. So he's mostly a left winger. He's mostly a left winger, not really a right winger, but he can play as a right winger. He's played like 80% of his games at left wing, but he does have more than 20 appearances over those 3 seasons at right wing. So he does play there in that position as well. And for us right now, I think we need both wingers. I don't like Martinelli on the right side. I prefer him on the left side. So if you can get this guy in and he can play both wings, it does help us. It definitely does help us. A player who can play both wings. Obviously, ideally, Arsenal fans would want someone like a Leao, like a Nico Williams, players who play on the left wing. But remember what I said about players like Kubo and Nico Williams. If you're looking for a player who scores goals, those wingers don't score goals. That is just the truth. Nico Williams this season hasn't scored too many goals. Kubo hasn't scored too many goals. So if you're looking for a winger who's going to add goals to your team, those are not really the guys who are going to bring for you goals immediately. Now, Nico Williams, as I said, is still young. He can still improve on those numbers. He's a very, very good player, same as Kubo. But if you're looking for someone who already has confidence and is ready to hit the ground running this season and last season, he's confident, ready to go, ready to score goals, ready to get assists, I wouldn't mind this kind of a signing. I've not watched him too many times, maybe a couple of times in the Champions League, including against Man City when they drew 3-3 and Feyenoord had a comeback in that game. Watched him in that game, but I never really knew we were going to be linked to him, so I was not really watching him in detail. Like, okay, how is he passing? How is his movement? How does he go in behind the defense and all that? I wasn't looking at all that. But I haven't even really looked at his highlights or anything like that, but from what I saw against Man City and a few of his numbers, I mean, he definitely is delivering in his team, and he's doing it in the Champions League as well, not just in the Eredivisie, where I would say he's just shining in their league. No, he's also shining in the Champions League. So that is great. And for 35 million, why not? Right now, as I said, we definitely need to improve in the quality, but we definitely do need to improve in quantity as well. We just don't have enough players. As I said, Fabrizio reported on it as well. I don't know if it's the next one. Yeah. Igor Paixao to Arsenal could be a transfer to watch out for. The Gunners have been among the top clubs to scout Feyenoord's talented Brazilian winger. So this is according to Fabrizio Romano. Brazilian as well, so it could be easier for us to get it done, although Edu is no longer at Arsenal at the moment. So let's see what happens with this one. But this is a winger we've been linked to, plays predominantly at left wing, but he can also play as a right winger. I think that's the right age, around 24, and then he's delivered the last 3 seasons. Usually try to look at a player who's had more than one good season. So that's the latest on him. Another winger I've been linked to, but I think it would be harder to get it done, is Kingsley Coman. And this is the latest on him. But not Kingsley Coman. We'll come to Kingsley Coman. That's the next one, is Marmoush. So let's talk about Marmoush a bit. I had it ordered out, but yeah, Marmoush is the next one. So Arsenal want to beat Liverpool and Tottenham to the signing of Omar Marmoush for 50 million from Frankfurt. Now, Marmoush has been incredible. This is a striker for Frankfurt. He's been absolutely incredible. He's been scoring goals, he's scoring free kicks and all that. But again, listen, as I said, I usually try to look at a player who's had at least 3-4 seasons very, very good, but it's a player who's confident. That's what I'm also looking for as well. A player who's very confident and is scoring goals at the moment and is assisting and is, doing it in the European competitions, well, like in the Europa League and in the Champions League. I try to look at players like that. And right now, we're not just looking for quality. We're definitely looking at players like Isaac and Gyökeres, but right now we literally just need someone who wants to score a goal. Can we get someone who just wants to score goals? Just someone who just wants to get 3 goals and 0 assists rather than a goal and 2 assists. Just someone who wants to score goals, someone who wants to be in the box and score goals. Jesus will still contribute to our team this season. Havertz will still contribute to our team this season a lot. Both of them, if they stay fit until the end of the season. But can we just add more options? The next 4 games, for example, you're playing Newcastle, Man United, Tottenham, Aston Villa, and then after that, it's Wolves, Man City. It's not easy. All those games, if you have a lot of players to choose from, you can play Havertz today. Tomorrow you start Jesus. If you have Marmoush in the team, you play him tomorrow. The next day, if you have Igor, you play him on the wing. The next day, if Noneri is fit, you play him there. It really does help. It definitely does help to have enough players. And in situations where you're looking at the bench and you're like, okay, Trossard is not playing well today, who can we bring on? Oh, we have Igor. Oh, we have Marmoush on the bench. Let's bring them on. That would be great, rather than looking at the bench in a game right to know we need a goal in the last 20 minutes, and we look at the bench and you're like, okay, Tierney, defender. Okay, Zinchenko, defender. Kivio, a defender. Neto, goalkeeper. Who else was on the bench? Lewis Skelly, defender. You see, like if you look at the midfielders as well, and then you look at the other a youngster, sometimes have a youngster. So you want options on the bench. You definitely do need options on the bench. Like Liverpool, whenever they play Diaz, Salah, and Gakpo, you look at the bench, they have Jota, they have Nunes, they have Elliott, players who can come and help their forward players. Even a Man City, if Xavi is on the bench, Doku is playing. Sometimes if Haaland is the one that they don't have a backup for, but they still have players who can play those positions. Like Foden, they can just change the way they play and how they approach the game. But Liverpool is a good example of the players who we can have on the bench. They don't have to be completely world-class, the players on the bench, but you need to have options there. Like if you have 2 signings and then you have Trossard and Martinelli on the bench, you can be like, okay, you can bring Trossard off the bench, you can have an impact. That is exactly what we need. But Marmoush is one to look at. I've not talked about him a lot, but yes, we are linked to him and he's been absolutely incredible for his team this season. Egyptian international. Let's see how he does. Liverpool and Tottenham do want him as well. And then I think the next one is Kingsley Coman. It's not Kingsley Coman, but we talked about Retegui yesterday. We've been linked to Retegui, the Atlanta striker, and the Italian publication Mercato does say that Arsenal are definitely looking at Retegui. So another striker we've been linked to. Again, we just need numbers up front as well. We need quality and we need numbers. Retegui, I've watched him a lot for Atalanta this season. He's done the job a lot. Maybe if you had to ask me a player from Atalanta, I'd probably go for Lookman. But he's a player who's is also interesting in a team like Aston Villa. And I think it would be slightly easier to get him out of there because I mean, actually, I don't think it would be easy because Atalanta's still fighting for the league. So it's going to be harder. But for Retegui, he's not done it for too many seasons. This is, I think, his first season at Atalanta. Last season, I think he was at Genoa or something. He's not done it for 3 seasons. So again, if you're looking for a player who's done it for multiple seasons, then Retegui is not your guy. If you're looking for someone who's done it for a lot of seasons. I now think the next one is Kingsley Coman. Yes, it is. Foot Insider have reported that Arsenal are looking at a deal to sign Kingsley Coman this January as they look to provide cover for the injured Bukayo Saka. Now, that is a player who has done it for a lot of teams before: PSG, Bayern Munich, Juventus. He's won Champions Leagues, he's won Bundesliga, the Ligue 1, he's won the Serie A, he's won it almost everywhere. And as a backer for Saka on loan, I wouldn't mind it, but we've also always talked about his injury record because we were linked to him last summer, and the injury record is not that great, to be honest. So for 4 months, you don't want to sign him and then he comes and then gets injured for 2 months. It wouldn't really help us. But right now, we need quality, but we also need quality in terms of the forward players. We just don't have enough players. If you can get a goal scorer and then you get a winger, even if it's just a backup, a 20-30 million winger, that would be great. We just need forward players right now. Let me know what you make about all that. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow with another video.